I'm lightheaded thinking about it. Chat, I made the most inhuman noises when he showed up. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a Sonic Movie Bingo Card update. This one is for Sonic Movie 3. So, a big warning, in case you didn't catch the beginning of this video, this will have huge spoilers for the movie. I repeat, huge spoilers for the movie. Don't say you haven't been warned, because if you're one of those people that skip ahead in the video, you are doomed. So that being said, it is now time for us to get into all the things that happened in this movie. So starting off with Live and Learn remix for a trailer. Boom! That is a big old checkpoint. It was so good to actually hear Live and Learn in the goddamn movie. Not only that, I remember the first time you hear it is with Maria playing the guitar. That was like, I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing it. They're putting the game music in the movie. So there, Live and Learn remix for the trailer and the movie. Check. Shadow will be voiced by not Chris Pratt. And that's a big old check too, because guess what? It wasn't. In fact, it was the better alternative. I could not have predicted that it would have been Keanu Reeves.
Yes, Keanu! You are a national treasure.
Ironically enough, Keanu Reeves was in the first Sonic movie, but as a guest, really, showing up in the speed clip they used in the very first movie when Sonic was watching Rachel and Tom in the window. I don't know if that was pre-planned, but bravo if that was. Good job. And can I just say, Keanu Reeves killed it as Shadow. He sounded a little odd at the beginning, but I think that's just me getting used to Keanu's delivery, because Keanu has a very distinct delivery and acting style. It sounded a little stilted at first, but it felt like as the movie went on, either I got more adjusted to his delivery, or it felt like he got more intense. Especially when he has that final memory of Maria and he starts getting angry and just starts like, just like actually starts running really fast to get the chaos energy going inside the Eclipse cannon. Like, I felt like he was like actually like angry through that voice acting performance. He did a really good job. And don't even get me started when Shadow started roasting Sonic for like abandoning his friends and his family. I was like, ooh, he's right though. He's right though. And then that last line he says, what was his name? Tom. And then Sonic crashes out. I was like, bro, this movie, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Next up, Robotnik will return. Yes. Not only did we get Robotnik returning, Jim Carrey returning, we got two Jim Carreys for the price of one. Gerald and Eggman. So I was double right. I should put double check marks on that. Jim Carrey is just a treasure, and it really goes to show how good of a performer he is. He not only was acting and playing two people, it actually felt like there were actually two different characters. There were moments where I was like, is that really Jim Carrey? Like, it's like he was doing a good job making them both distinct, and it was believable that he was acting with himself. So, good job, Jim Carrey. Thank you for coming out of retirement to put a dot on this trilogy of Sonic movies. You did a great job for this movie. We really appreciate it. Especially at the end. That last fight with Eggman and Gerald was, I was cracking up. With him getting the sucker chop in the throat, and then you see Joe with the little rockets going after him. That was funny as hell, man. That was funny. Who could have predicted that he would come out of retirement for this movie? Not me. Next up, Shadow's story remains intact. The Maria parts. I think I was pretty close on this one. The Maria parts in particular. I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate, because obviously Maria doesn't get pieced up by a piece, but like, the same concept applies. She did get got by GUN soldiers, even if it was kinda accidental. Well, the guy who was trying to shoot her was actually trying to kill her, but the guy trying to save her accidentally kind of made things worse. I don't know, actually kind of did what he could there. But regardless, it's still pretty much the same. So, Shadow loses someone, goes on a big arc for revenge, has a big redemption arc at the end. I'd say this is pretty much intact, so I'm going to give myself a check mark. Maria's death, that one, I was kind of worried they were going to change in the movie, because I wasn't sure they were going to do a 100% adaptation with Maria dying, but I did say this, and therefore, that is a check mark. Bingo! I don't know if she was actually sick in this one. It didn't seem like it, but still, good performance by the Maria actor as well. Crush 40 music was my other prediction. I have to address the elephant in the room. First of all, that's a check mark. And secondly, at the time of this recording, the vocalist for Crush 40 is indeed suing Sega for the use of Live and Learn. And I want to side with the vocalist on this because, hear me out. We all love Live and Learn. We all want it to be used in future projects, but Sega has a history, allegedly, with this in their voice talent and music performers. Hunted P, who I know a lot of you guys are 50-50 iffy on. Hunted P, the rapper on Sonic Adventure 2's Knuckles song, said that Sega did not go through and do all the stuff they should have done with him as far as payment goes. Bentley Jones had a falling out with Sega for a little bit. I believe he's in good standing with Sega now. And now the vocalist for Crush 40 coming out and saying this too, suing Sega for the rights and stuff like that. This leads me to believe, again, this is all alleged. We don't know if anything's confirmed or not. But this does kind of lead me that Sega has a history of not paying or properly compensating their voice acting talent and musicians. Because we all like Crush 40. We want more Crush 40 in the Sonic games. And if, hopefully this doesn't burn the bridge, it seems like it's just for the rights, just for compensation on the rights of the song being used. Because really, if the song is used, he should be getting compensation and residuals and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm hands off of this. I'm just letting y'all know. I wanted to address the elephant in the room. That is indeed happening at the date of this recording. Maybe by the time this comes out, it'll be over with and everything will be settled. Knuckles versus Shadow. I predicted this so hard and I was so excited for this when I originally made this bingo card. Because I said the real test that was going to showcase how strong Shadow was the first person that was going to get got was Knuckles. Because Knuckles was the strongest in the last movie. So what's a good way of showing power scaling? Have the strongest person from the last movie get taken out by the new powerhouse, which is Shadow. So even in the trailer, I lost my shit. Oh, he's gonna get bodied first. Whoa! Check mark for me. Knuckles versus Shadow kind of happened. Though if I'm gonna be real, my boy Knuckles got bodied. I wouldn't even call it a fight. But to be fair for him, my boy Knuckles here, he didn't know what to expect. He didn't know that dude could teleport. He honestly got jumped. He would have won if he had another shot. The Sonic Adventure 2 shot. You know the one, chat. That shot. It is indeed in the movie, and when it happened, everybody in the theater was like... I mean, listen. You guys are probably saying, it's just fan service. That's what we're here for, though, man. It just put a smile on my face to finally see these moments translated from the game on the big screen. That is a big deal. My teenage younger self who had played these games was freaking out, man. Imagine the kids who got to see this. I'm so happy for them, man. The Sonic Adventure 2 shot is indeed in the movie, and it's so hype when it happens. Less emphasis on the humans that aren't plot relevant. I'm gonna put that as a big check mark, because the only real humans we focus on in this one is Eggman and Gerald, a couple of GUN soldiers, and a little bit of Maddie and Tom in the movie. We really didn't focus on like a side plot with like a wedding scene. Although, speaking of wedding scene, Randall and Rachel do show up in this movie as a cameo. And the way they utilized them was actually well done because it kind of ties into the story. It wasn't just them showing up. It was actually kind of relevant to the story and how they showed up. So, I think they heard that complaint in the second movie. Granted, the wedding scene, I ragged on it in the last movie review I did. But like, I understand why it's in there. It's for the audience that's not really there for Sonic. It's for the grown-ups, it's for the grandmothers and grandfathers who are watching this with their kids, who aren't really interested in Sonic, but can enjoy a stupid little plot with humans going through some kind of melodramatic human drama. So I get why it's there. I didn't care for it, but this time, not as much human stuff that wasn't relevant to the plot. So they get a thumbs up on me on that one. And finally, my first ever Red X. Eggman tricks the hell out of Tails. Sadly, that did not happen. Tails didn't really get to interact with Eggman one-on-one. So sadly, I was hoping that this moment where Eggman tricks Tails into admitting that the emerald is fake, I was thinking it was going to be more of a game adaptation thing, but sadly, that was not the case. Tails did not get tricked the hell out by Eggman. Final fight takes place in space with the Ark. Can I get a hell yeah? Big check marks. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, what the hell are you doing? You're spoiling it for yourself. You go watch it right now. I don't care if this is like a year later. Go watch it on Netflix or wherever the hell this is streaming on. Go watch it. Do it. Regardless, the final fight was in space. It was amazing. It was so good. tying into the next point, which is live and learn used for the final fight. Hell yeah, it was. I was losing my shit when that happened. I was like, Jesus, it took how many movies? 2 before we finally got an actual, honest to God, game music reference as the final thing in the game. Or sorry, the movie rather. That was so sick. It was so good. Everybody in the theater was losing their shit when Live and Learn played, when Sonic and Shadow went super. Free Space, aka Olive Garden guy. He does show up in the movie, and he gets got. He's one of the few bodies in this movie, him and Maria. Ironically enough, I honestly thought they were going to do one last Olive Garden joke. Right when he gets, like, crushed by the rubble and Knuckles frees him, and he's like, "Here, Sonic, take this." I kind of half expected him to say, Sonic be like, "What is this?" And he would have been like, "It's a gift card to Olive Garden. Use it before it expires." I honestly thought they were going to fit one more Olive Garden joke in there, but it looks like they didn't this time. I don't know if I'm disappointed about that or not. I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm kind of happy they played it straight when he died, because it kind of would have taken away from the moment, right? This one's kind of hard. Sonic meme lore joke. I'm going to have to watch this again. I know I'm going to watch it again, but like, at the moment, I am blanking. There was so much in this movie. Was there a lore joke in this? There had to have been. Chat, I'm going to give myself a check mark because I'm going to say gotta go fast counts. But yeah, if you guys can help me think of the actual reference there, I know there was one in this movie. Gotta go fast counts, but there was another one. I know there was, and I cannot remember what it was, guys. Help me out. No mention of the Black Arms. I'm going to go ahead and give myself the biggest check mark on that one.
Bingo!
I was kind of happy they didn't include the Black Arms, though they did reference that Shadow came from an asteroid, and that asteroid could have easily broken off of Black Doom's planet. We don't know if Black Doom's going to ever show up in these movies, but no reference whatsoever, just that he's the ultimate life form from a different planet, somewhere out in space. That's all we know. I'm going to say Black Doom is definitely involved in some aspect. It's just not told to us outright. Probably implied, because he's still from space. Yes, chat. Yes. You can all thank me for this. I predicted it and gave it life. Pink Monster is in the movie because of me. And guess what, chat? I was also in there freaking out just like everybody else. Yeah, I kind of lost it. I was like not expecting her to show up at all, but guess what? She did. That whole scene was amazing. If you guys could see my face, the reaction is at the end, but it's an audio reaction. But my face, I swear to God, I went like, oh! And then when she showed up, I was like, what? Like, I kid you not, my face was freaking out. I can only imagine what the people next to me sitting were seeing. I feel so bad for them. I was freaking the fuck out. I wonder who they're gonna get to voice her. Game music / City Escape is used at some point. Ringtones don't count. Checkmark, because guess what? Green Hill Zone was used. Once again, it was the piano rendition. The da-na-na-na-na-na-na. That was used. They used the little game victory theme. The da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da was used in there. There's a couple of other game cue. They actually used some game melodies in this movie, which we've all been asking for the longest time. Thank you, Paramount. It took 2 movies, but we got there, chat. They actually used musical cues from the games when it was called for. Not as much as the Sonic movie, but hey, better than nothing, right? The Eggman theme was used, but sadly that was a ringtone, so it doesn't count towards this prediction because I put ringtones don't count. But still, the fact that they even put that in there, big ups. I appreciate that. GUN truck. Taking an L on that one. Yeah, messed that one up. I thought for sure we were going to get a GUN truck chase, but remember, GUN works with Sonic in this movie, so they have no reason to chase him down with that. Didn't Shadow throw a GUN truck at them at the beginning of that battle? Or was that a tank? Again, I'm going to watch it again tonight, but like, I don't recall what it was. I've only seen it once. At the date of this recording, I have only seen this movie once. So it's still kind of fresh in my head, but that movie was long, and there's so many things I have to memorize for different reasons. So I don't think it was a truck. I think it was a tank, but still. Story isn't 100% lore accurate, but deals with pain, loss, and grief, and revenge well. I would definitely say that's a check mark. The whole final act with Sonic going against Team Sonic, which is Tails and Knuckles, to try to get the Master Emerald for the power, I was losing it at that moment. everybody's probably going to shit talk movie Sonic for this, but like, I felt it was so appropriate. Game Sonic and movie Sonic are two different counterparts. Game Sonic at that point in Adventure 2 is like, he's been doing this for years. He knows what he's doing. He's not like freaking out and stuff like that. He's kind of got it down pat. Movie Sonic is younger. He's still a kid, so he's prone to outbursts of anger, like most kids. He just watched his father figure get, well, he didn't watch it, but he saw his father figure downed. As far as he knew, Tom could have been dead. But him crashing out on Shadow, that punch was felt throughout the theater. Like, everybody in the theater was like, ooh! Because Shadow had the audacity. Sonic basically said, keep my father's name out your mouth, and punched the shit out of him. Like, knocked the super form out of Shadow. Sonic and Shadow wind up on the moon at the end of that fight, much like how he did with Knuckles at the end of their fight. And they kind of have a heart-to-heart, where Sonic just kind of listens, and then comes back at them as like, you know, that kind of pain doesn't go away, but the thing that kind of overpowers that pain is the love you felt for them. And I was like, I felt that, man. That's deep. For Sonic, that's pretty deep. Yeah. And getting Shadow on his side was just the icing on the cake from that little speech he gave there. It's not the Amy speech at the end of the game, but I felt it was exactly what the movie needed. In fact, I'd almost say it was better because it hit more here in my lungs, in my heart. Hell, even the way they showcase Shadow as being the darker alternative to what Sonic could have been if he didn't meet friends and have a family at the end of the first movie, because even the way Sonic says, like, I don't know where I'd be without you, I'd probably be a darker version of myself, and as he's saying that, they're showing Shadow just kind of brood walking through the city, getting rained on and stuff like that, and I was like, that's a good juxtaposition right there. I appreciate that. Agent Stone plays a big role. Check. Yeah, Agent Stone got a big glow up in this movie. Like, dude was pulling off Mission Impossible stunts and stuff like that on a motorcycle. Granted, it wasn't the actor underneath that helmet, but still, the fact that they gave Agent Stone so much agency, Agent Stone. Anyway, they gave him a little more to do in this movie, and him learning about Gerald's plan and trying to give it to Robotnik, let him know that, hey, your grandfather is a little crazy in the goddamn head. And, of course, that payoff at the end with Stone getting the send-off from Eggman was kind of emotional in a way, right? Granted, Eggman and Stone's relationship has been rocky at best. Like, I wouldn't even say it's a good relationship, but, like, he did genuinely care for Robotnik. And it seems like this time they did actually kill Robotnik in this movie. Like, I don't see how he survives the end of this movie. And I definitely don't see how Gerald survives that. He got bug zapped. Like, legit. And it was funny, too. Everybody in the theater was like, wait, what? That's how you killed him? Like, in the game, he got a much more dignified death in the games than he did in the movie. The movie gets his ass poked, and he Cartoon Network Tom and Jerry's his ass into a bug zapper, essentially. Just a giant laser grid, which is circling around the Eclipse Cannon. Meanwhile, the game version is like tied up to a chair, chained up to a chair, with a firing squad about to fire on him, and he gives his last words, which is this really eerie speech. Gerald Robotnik in the games is a way different beast than he is in the movies, but still, the movie version of him did have a little bit of that sinister vibe. A little silly, but sinister. I got off subject when I was talking about Agent Stone, but a check mark for me. Subplot with Knuckles finding the emeralds, that's an X. I mean, the closest we got was Knuckles saying that he protects the Master Emerald now, but nope, none of that. I thought there was going to be a little thing with Knuckles finding the emeralds as they did in Adventure 2, but no. Nope, none of that. In fact, he wasn't even guarding it. He gave it to Wade. And Wade showing up in this movie was kind of a guest appearance I wasn't expecting. He shows up for like a good 20, 30 seconds. That's the right amount of Wade for me, honestly. Don't need to see him too much. We got enough of him in the Knuckles show. I know a lot of people like him, but I wasn't upset seeing him in the movie. But that was fine. Keep it short with him. Keep it short. Tails breaks Sonic out of prison. No. But he does bail Sonic out of getting laser gridded by the outside of the GUN headquarters shield. So there's that. Speaking of mess up, reference Yuji Naka in jail. I guess they weren't going to do that one. That was me being a little audacious with my predictions. It would have been funny as hell, but I guess they didn't want to put that in the movie because Japan wouldn't have liked that too. Like, listen, we may not have broken up on amicable terms, but let's not do that. Let's not make fun of our creators, our former creators, and in movie form like that. It would have been funny as hell, though. I'm not gonna lie. Shadow dies or doesn't move in with them. I'm right. I did say or, not and, so... Hey!
Bingo!
Post-credits scene, Metal Sonic next. Oh my god, I wish you guys could have seen me in the theater. I was so right about that. I lost my shit in the theater. I could not believe it.
Bingo!
I'm lightheaded thinking about it. Chat, I made the most inhuman noises when he showed up. I could not believe it. I was like, that's my boy from Sonic CD, and he's back. Thank you, Paramount. He looks so good, too. He looks so good. Like, he was on model and everything. I could not believe it. And then not only that, not one, not two, not three, and like a whole army of them. Who's calling the shots on that? Is he getting revenge on Eggman for him dying in the movie? Assumedly dying. But then Amy Rose showing up. It was like a double whammy. I was like, this is the Sonic CD movie. 4 is going to be the Sonic CD movie. I was thinking it was going to be Chaos Zero and Adventure 1, but they went back. They took a step back, chat. They went back to the peak. That is Sonic CD. Okay? I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm seeing double right now. Give me a second. But yeah, Metal Sonic and Amy confirmed for Sonic 4. I don't know what that plot's about to be. It ain't going to be Little Planet because that's a little too weird for the movie. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's going to be a mix of Sonic CD with Sonic Adventure 1. I don't think this version of Amy's getting kidnapped, though. She seemed to be able to handle herself against Metal Sonic. So, that's going to be a question. Will Metal Sonic talk in this movie coming up? Is this going to be... Ooh, they could do a Sonic Heroes thing. Not with all the teams, but just like them teaming up against Metal Sonic, who's getting revenge for Eggman. And he learns to... And Metal Sonic talks and stuff like that. It's like... getting all their powers and becomes Neo Metal Sonic at the end. That could be a mix. Heroes, maybe a little Adventure 1 tease at the end of that movie. I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction just yet. But Sonic 4 movie, at the date of this recording, has been confirmed. 4 is coming. But yeah, dudes, I was so right. And look at all the bingos we got, chat. Let's take a look real quick, if we will. We got one bingo right there.
Bingo!
We got one right here.
Bingo!
We got one right down there.
Bingo!
And one right here.
Bingo!
So 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chat, that is 4 bingos. I did really good on this one. I got a lot of what I wanted. Therefore, this movie is great. I don't know if I'm going to do a review on this. Chat, would you guys watch an actual review of me doing this? Maybe with Brian and Scoots if I could get them on this? Let me know in the comment section below, seriously. I might be able to gather them up for this, and we can have a little review talk between us. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button. Subscribe to SG Wolfie, that's me, for more videos like this. And please comment down below. YouTube really likes that. But guys, that is it for now. I will probably get back to you with a review maybe soon. Bother me about it in the comment section. Don't let up. Keep being like, hey, where's the review, Wolfie? Where's the review, Wolfie? I might get to it. There's a lot I gotta edit. So, I'll catch y'all next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye.